Is your car acting up or stalling out of nowhere when the weather changes, or you just finished a long drive across the state? You might be dealing with a P0184 code, which means your fuel temperature sensor circuit is acting haywire and giving the computer erratic data. In the United States, many flex fuel vehicles rely on this specific sensor to know exactly what kind of fuel mixture is going into the engine, so it can adjust everything on the fly. The P0184 or powertrain control module is getting a voltage signal that is jumping all over the place or dropping out entirely, which makes it impossible for the car to calculate the right fuel delivery strategy. Usually this sensor is tucked away inside the fuel composition sensor housing, which sits right in the fuel line between your gas tank and the engine fuel rail. It evaluates things like ethanol levels and water contamination by sending a square wave signal back to the main computer. When the fuel gets hotter, the horizontal portion of that waveform or the pulse width gets wider, and that is how your car decides how much fuel to spray into the cylinders. This variation usually stays between 1 and 5 milliseconds. If this signal goes wonky, your car loses its baseline for efficiency. You might see the check engine light pop on or notice other codes related to fuel composition, but sometimes there are no obvious symptoms at all until the car hesitates during acceleration. The most common reasons for this are damaged wiring or a connector that has vibrated loose or corroded over time due to road salt or moisture. It could also be a bad sensor itself, or even a faulty intake air temperature sensor messing with the ambient readings. To fix this, you should start by looking for any technical service bulletins for your specific make and model, because sometimes manufacturers have a known fix for this exact issue. Use a digital volt-ohm meter to check for 5 volts of reference power and a solid ground at the sensor connector. If you have an oscilloscope, you can watch the live waveform to see if it matches the actual temperature of the fuel, which you can check with an infrared thermometer. If the readings do not match, your sensor is likely toast and needs replacement. If you are not comfortable testing circuit resistance or checking the P0184 for programming errors, it is time to head to a professional shop. Keeping your fuel system accurate is the only way to keep your engine running smooth for thousands of miles and ensure you are getting the best gas mileage possible.